This is it, the final round of the Marbula One season, and it will be decided here at Casino Square, the home of the Blackjacks. 2 teams and 2 marbles are still eligible to win. Question is, which one will play their cards right and come out on top? We are about to find out, and I cannot wait. Now, some of that puzzle will be solved in qualifying, potentially. Because there are points on offer for this qualifying, that could change the permutations for the race tomorrow. But it comes down to the Cats and the Hazers. Snowballs and Savage Speeders can still make it onto the podium. It's really just between the 2 of them. And here are the racer standings. Smoggy and Red Eye, the only 2 eligible. Yes, Yellow Eye is up there in second, but not racing today or tomorrow, so that means that marble cannot win. But a lot of marbles can change where they are farther down the field. You look at the bottom, where they only have a few points. Getting 3 for pole here in qualifying could make a huge difference. Well, there were the racer choices that the teams made. And do you think the teams left it to make the right choice? Coming into the previous couple of rounds, they had a little bit of leeway in who they raced when. By last round, that locked in all of the marbles that you will see today because they still have 1 more Grand Prix to go to reach their 5 for the season. Club gets us started for the home team. This track, Casino Square, almost identical to what we saw back in Season 4. No ramp coming out of turn 11. That is the start of that long backstretch. This section right here proved climactic in the support race. If you haven't seen that, by the way, check it out from yesterday. That was a good one. Some familiar faces taking to the track. Not qualifiers for Marbula One this season, but I'm still curious how their times will compare. They're fresh, even though they haven't consistently raced in quite some time. These marbles have, but for everybody racing today, they've already done 4 Grand Prix. This will be their 5th. Nemo surpasses Club, and Ruzzy beats them both with a 24-7-7. Cerulean coming up next. Last time we were here was back in Season 4. And Cerulean for the Cobalts was not competing. It was Royal back then. But Royal did very well in round 1 of qualifying, qualified in 7th, and ended up coming through in the race a little farther down the order than what they had hoped, down in 13th. Cerulean last of all. Here is Yellow for Mellow Yellow. Half a second down into 3rd. Shimmer for the Shining Swarm. Also different than the marble that raced 2 seasons ago. It was Glimmer back then, en route to a 14th place finish. Now, of course, we will talk a lot about the championship permutations. The short of it is, Red Eye needs to finish in the top 5, and also needs to keep Cloudy somewhere nearby. Cloudy basically needs to finish a few spots above Red Eye, and have Red Eye fall down the order. Now, that is also going to be dependent on if any points are awarded to either of those 2 marbles in qualifying today. Siren goes 5th for the Oceanics. And here is Diego for Indigo Stars. Already nearly half a second down. Hit a bit hard into that entry curb for that sweeping chicane. Goes 6th. Mallard for the Green Ducks. Really haven't seen a lot of success, at least not what they had hoped from this season. Billy got 3rd place back at Orion's Belt, and then got runner-up last time out at Castle Howell. Mallard goes 4th. Here is Radiance for the Solar Flares. Team that did not compete last time we came to this track. Radiance needing to pick up some time, didn't do it, lost 8/10 in the 3rd sector alone. That was half of all of the time that marble lost, and goes into last. Quasar for Team Galactic. Much better entry through that chicane. 4th. Radiance is the first marble to be eliminated. Ruzzy is the first to be guaranteed to move on to Q2. Here's Amaya. Nice entry into 11, but cannot stay off of the walls. Positioning for the sweeper. And goes up to 4th. Mimo is locked in, and Cerulean is now eliminated. Clementon. Purple in the middle sector. That means fastest of everyone who has run so far. Follows it up with an okay 3rd and goes to 3rd, but that is safe. Shimmer is out on the other end of the grid. Pinky Rosa now beats that middle sector time and takes the top spot. 24.60. Pinky Rosa is safe. And now Diego is done. Siren sits on the bubble. Here is our pole winner from back in Season 4. Bumble crosses the line and goes back to the top. We'll be moving on to Q2. Speedy, fastest of everyone through the first sector. Half a second lost in the second. Speedy, angular across the line. 4th and safe. Club is eliminated. You can hear the groan of the crowd. Their hopes have just folded. Snowy goes really high on the curb. And only good enough for 10th. It knocks out Mallard, but puts Snowy right on the bubble. Yellow is now safe as well. Here is Red Eye, the first of our championship contenders. Yellow through the first 2 sectors only goes 7th. Will move on. Knocks out Snowy. Here is Cloudy. Can't score points in Q1, but can guarantee passage into the 3-lap shootout for pole. Took that sweeper very well. Over the line in 5th and will advance. Quasar is out. Amaya now sits on the bubble, and it comes down to Remus for the Wolfpack. Already lost a second, weaving down the backstretch. Remus will not be a factor at the top, and in fact goes to 17th and out. Well, Bumble takes the top time and moves into Q2. Started from pole 2 seasons ago, only led 1 lap in that whole race. Who do you want to lead your laps? Who do you want competing? And starting from pole to see if they can turn it into a win, you can let it play out right in front of your eyes with the Hyperloop. All of the imagery, all of the classic twists and turns. An actual Jelle's Marble Runs sanctioned item. And you can also get the teams as well. All 32 of them come in the collector set. Check it out on jellesmarbleruns.com. Well, you have your championship gear. Looking dapper, by the way. Props to bringing out a necktie. Not everybody dresses up for a Marbula One race, but when you come to a classy joint like Casino Square, you almost feel like you have to. When you put on that tie and a tux, take in some Baccarat. And we're rolling in the 3-lap shootout for pole, and Bumble gets away nicely, fends off an over-under move by Pinky Rosa. We saw that as a popular move at the start of the support race. Speedy goes to the inside. It's not a wise move and gets all out of sorts and tumbles down the order. Contact sends Cloudy forward and is right on the heels of Bumble. Now goes around the outside down the backstretch and takes the lead. That is pertinent because that would be 3 championship points on offer while Red Eye sits down in 7th. 2 laps to go. Let's see if Red Eye can climb up the order and if Cloudy can keep it there. Leading Bumble, Ruzzy in 3rd. Red Eye is now up into 4th. No, gets passed by Clementon. Round through 10 and 11. Big gap for Cloudy up front. Getting ready to start the final lap. Red Eye has been passed going down that straightaway and is now back into 7th. 1 lap to go. This would be huge for Cloudy. Bumble is being cheered on, but doesn't really want it right now. Is trying to focus because Ruzzy is right there. Ruzzy looks to the outside. They bound off of the curbs together. This is letting Cloudy disappear into the distance. Let those 2 marbles fight away. Red Eye has gained 1 position back up to 6th. That's 3rd row, but 1 turn to go. Cloudy does it. Starts the weekend about as well as you can when you're chasing a championship. Cloudy will start on pole at Casino Square for the Grand Prix tomorrow. Championship contender Red Eye in 5th. Of course, Red Eye won this race back in Season 4. And did it in fine fashion. Also got fastest lap back then. But trying to play from offense, that's what the Hazers are doing. This has been a great season. Hazers have been on fine form lately. Wins in successive weeks at Orion's Belt and then Misty Mountain, before following that up with a pole position back at Electron Expressway. It all comes down to the race tomorrow to finish out the season. Do not miss it. Let's crown champions.